What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the very first, and hopefully every week or so, episode of On the Hotbed, where we bring in a special guest in the 3D printing industry. Doesn't matter who it is. Of course, we're starting off a little crazy this week. We've got Josef Prusa in the green room right now, waiting. I've been reading all your questions. We'll definitely hit some topics. Just to give you an idea of what we're doing, we're basically what we want to do here with this is just get to know the person, what they're doing, what they've been doing, and what they're hoping to do in the future. I've got some lightning round questions, so we're going to go through real quick and answer some really goofy questions. And I've got my Prusa Mini. I hope to have something that is related to the person that's on there. There's 124 people viewing right now. That's crazy. So I'm guessing you're ready to watch. So let's get Josef in here. So let's get this in here. So there he is.
Hello,
there's Josef.
everyone.
Where are you at right now, Joe?
So I actually, for this stream, I went to the office, and I am on our terrace, which we built. And you can see part of the complex we are in. And actually here you can see a new building we are getting soon. So
Another building?
Yeah, it will be our sixth.
You guys are like Apple when they were just buying up little buildings in Cupertino, and then they're like, you know what, screw it, we're just going to build a giant spaceship.
Unfortunately, we cannot buy these. We can just rent them because this part of town is scheduled to be... now it is considered brownfield, I would say, even though it is pretty much city center.
Yeah.
But the city wants to basically revitalize it. So we are looking for new headquarters, but that is still couple years away because
we got some space in Rockford over here. Like I can knock a wall out of the basement. We can put a factory right next to here.
Yeah, I mean we are getting into a quite big operation. We are now
6 buildings.
Over 5. Yeah, we are now way over 500 people. And
500 employees. Weren't you guys at, like, when I first started chatting with you, like at 100 something employees, and then the Mark III took off, and you guys are at like 300 employees, and now you're 500 employees.
Yeah, I mean, 3 years ago when we moved here, we had just 2 floors at the building I am right now in, and we had 60 people, or the team was 60 people, and we were like, oh my God, this is so big. We can do so many things. I mean, we can do a workout room and VR room, and we can do this and this and this. We will never outgrow this place. Fast forward 1 year, and we were stuck. And actually, a bit before this building negotiated that it will be available, we needed to get more members for our support team. And there was a very crappy Italian restaurant which just recently went bust. So we rented it and converted it into offices. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, I would say. But the offices are very nice.
Man, that's crazy. And so that was a good question in chat. How many extrusion lines are in those buildings now?
We now have 13.
13. That's, I remember you saying that's where your number was going to be going to, was 13 extrusion lines.
Yeah, one of them is founding line, and so we can create stuff in house, and we just don't have to buy the stuff. We actually some of the I think don't quote me on this, but I think the royal blue we have we made the master batch ourselves. But but it seems that even though we have 13 extrusion lines, we are still basically constantly sold out.
Yeah.
So we will probably be getting more. So
but you can just throw one down here too. I'm just saying, like, I got nothing to do. You need some Prusa made in
America. And so I mean, obviously, when we were starting with the filament, it makes sense to start with the high added value ones.
Yeah.
And and to pay for all the fancy equipment, because we actually have in-house lab for the tensile strength measurement, impact
Mm-hmm.
force measurement,
Oh boy.
and
So you can do all the ISO and all that stuff in house and
yes, yes,
verify.
yes. Yeah, but as we are getting more efficient with this, we might be adding some more like everyday printing plastics, which would be cheaper. We
Okay.
we actually we actually tested that recently when we did
The
when we
PPE,
did the
PTG.
yes, yes, yes. So we might actually do that in the future when we get more lines to get more affordable filament to everyone.
Dang.
And not everybody needs to have like this super fancy filament.
No.
And even though we can make this kind of stuff almost 30% faster,
Yeah.
it is still 30 micron tolerance. So I would
Yeah.
say that is pretty nice.
That is really nice. And I've been talking with like Dave from Printed Solid. He started a line, and he's slowly getting to the point where he can get plus minus zero point zero 0.03 and stuff, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like
I
and
mean, before we even told anyone that we will have the filament made in house.
yep.
We've had one extrusion line for a year, and we had a team of like 10 people learning how to make it nice
And now
before
you have
we did.
robots.
Yeah, we have the UR10s helping out with taking the spools out of the machines. But that was a great privilege we have, because if you are just starting the filament company from the scratch, not a lot of companies can afford to play for a year before
Yeah.
they start.
Yeah, those things
So
aren't cheap.
yeah, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
We've got as a base, we've got pretty much the best stuff you can get if it's not like the super specialized equipment made in Germany.
Yeah.
But we still, and also that was one of our advantages as we are a tech company. We basically were not very happy with the whole control mechanism,
Mm-hmm.
as it was not so well connected. So basically, we replaced a lot of the control. What is the name in English? Basically, the little computers which are in it.
Okay.
We replaced those, integrated them, and also integrated them with our factory ERP.
Oh wow.
And that is basically why we can provide the data for every school,
Nice.
because that was a thing we basically thought of, not directly before the launch,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't the plan from the beginning. But it was like, hey, we have this data, wouldn't it be cool to share it?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. So your machines are
and
basically saving the data, putting it in the cloud, and then etching the
yeah,
little barcode on there, and people can
yeah,
get the data.
yeah, yeah, and we can do that because we are tech company in house.
Yeah.
But I cannot imagine if you don't have this capacity to develop stuff like this in house, how much would it cost to hire like professional company to do this uh,
Mm-hmm.
in industrial automation? That project might cost more than the whole
Yeah.
extrusion line.
Yeah. It's always good when you can do as much in house as possible. That way
Yeah,
you're not stretching the cost over to other companies and making things cost so much more. So you need to
yeah,
actually
yeah,
plus you give something your
and
employees to do, which is better than,
yeah.
again, you've got the people there that are
Uh,
smart enough to do it. Use them, right?
Yeah, and it is working for us to have everything integrated, because
Yep.
everything goes much, much faster.
Hmm.
And you can see that. I'm not comparing ourselves to Tesla, but they are doing pretty much the same. That they are trying to do as much as they can in house,
Hmm.
and I think that will be a big advantage for them, and it proved to be advantage for us too in these times, because, for example, in the automotive industry, as they have hundreds of suppliers which are contracted, and they have like just-in-time deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
If one of those suppliers, it can be small companies, they don't
Yeah.
survive this crisis, they cannot start the whole thing.
Yeah.
They have to find completely something else. And I don't believe that in the corporate world as it is now, that the automotive company will help them if they don't produce, if they
Yeah.
help them stay afloat. So
Yeah. There was a bunch of that. We're in a town with Chrysler, and there's a lot of little companies that in the area that were making product for Chrysler, and if they can't keep up, they get let go. It's just and they're not helping them grow. They're not like, here's an
yeah,
investment into your company, make it bigger so you can make our product. They're just like,
oh
well,
yeah,
we'll just go somewhere else.
yeah,
So
no,
little
and no,
factories like that.
yeah, and normally they provide they give such a big contract. I mean, if they don't deliver parts in time, they have to pay ridiculous, like destructive
Yep.
fees for that. So, I mean, that I guess that is how the big boys play. But I'm not a big fan of this, and I much more prefer to have one team where there is not such a cutthroat
Oh yeah.
uh, mindset.
All right, you ready for the first segment
All
of
right.
on the hotbed? So I was kind of alluding to this to everyone in the chat before we
So
started.
so
Was I just have
so
a
as this is your first time, so
yes,
I'm sort of a guinea pig.
yes. Well, we're
I
practicing on Joe. See, it's easy
I
with
will
Joe. He's already going to draw in
I
people.
I will be slow because of now. Let's see.
These are pretty easy questions. We're going to start off with the easiest question and then work our way to some weirder questions. Oh, see, like he's stretching. He's getting all. I wish I could do that right now. I haven't gone to the chiropractor in a while, so my neck is kinked right now. Never work in a warehouse for like 10 years. Moving packages and loading trucks. You don't have a good neck anymore. All right. So this is called the heat up round, where we kind of break in the guest and get them kind of like get the juices flowing, so that way they're feeling comfy, which you're already comfortable anyway. You're already used to speaking in front of people, and you're just literally talking into a camera right now, so it's probably a lot easier than a group of 3,000 people. But we're just going to ask a bunch of questions. You can answer them, or you can say pass.
All right.
That is your choice.
I will do my best.
All right. See, and they see your English is really good, so it's all it's all perfect.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't spoken in a while, and I'll get rusty if I don't actually speak. But it seems pretty chilled.
my parents are Polish, and my mom like will talk to me in straight Polish, and she'll say things that I remember, and I have no idea what it's called because again, it's like I'm like, thanks, mom. I don't know what that means. Can you remind me? And then they get yelled at, like, how do you not remember? This is what you grew up speaking. I was like, I don't. I'm 37 years old. I don't know why I don't know. So who is the owner of Prusa?
It is me, my brother Michael, and Andrei, which is
Nice.
also Prusa, but not related.
Gotcha. What is your favorite product from Prusa?
I like the Mini the best.
Okay, I like my Mini. It's still stock. I've kept it completely stock. I've just added the R2 parts on it. So just so you know, that motor gets a little nice and warm. I like that. I'm going to have to put my hand up there when I get cold. Prusa slicer or Cura?
Well, obviously the Prusa slicer.
All right. What is your favorite filament?
Oh, it will be coming out next week.
Perfect. Haribo Gold Bears or Haribo Dinosaurs?
The juicy variety of Haribo Gold Bears.
Ooh, they have a juicy one?
Yes, but we cannot get them in quantity large enough for shipping.
Oh, man. All right, PC or console?
For gaming, I don't have PC at home, so console.
Nice. What are your turnip prices today?
I have Switch, but I haven't got lured into Animal Crossing yet.
PLA or PTG?
PLA.
Favorite 80s movie?
Oh, damn. Uh,
Some of these get hard.
it, it, oh, I mean, as I'm young, everything before I was born is like old movies, and I don't know from which TEs they're from. So I'm sorry, so pass.
All right. Team Jacob or Team Edward?
I don't know what is this reference to.
Ah, good. You shouldn't. See, that's the correct answer for that one. DC or Marvel?
Obviously, Marvel.
All right. Isopropyl or acetone on smooth PEI?
Well, isopropyl is the proper option, but once monthly and acetone.
Tacos or burgers?
Oh, I would die for Five Guys now.
We do have one literally a block from my house.
Closest to me is in Barcelona.
That's close enough. Friends or The Office?
Friends.
Ooh. Would you rather print a Benchy or a mini Prusa?
Obviously, me myself.
Okay, perfect. Best printer not made by Josef Prusa.
That is difficult. That is difficult.
I know. Some
There
of
are
these are
so many categories. Hmm. My favorite printer. Does it have to be sold? I love the one where somebody took the rep very much further than what we use in production, and that was a completely 3D printed rep, but I cannot from top of my head remember the name.
Oh, was it the one by the guy who did the Moldex?
I saw it a long time ago, but
Okay.
I can try to Google it up.
Besides stroopwafels, what's your favorite snack?
Oh, fatty tuna.
Fatty
Which we cannot-
tuna.
I mean,
Some Toro.
yeah, all Toro.
Yep.
Yeah, when I visit our Japan team in Tokyo, that's all we eat.
Oh man. See, I used to be a sushi chef, so I used to have to cut and make some fatty Toro.
Yeah.
Should I put a sock on my heat block?
From my experience, it's more trouble than it gets. Then it helps.
All right. Who has the best beard in 3D printing?
It used to be me, but I had to shave it for the respirators to work. But it is growing back slowly.
Slowly but surely. Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Who would win in an 80s movie horror battle?
I will get hate for this, but I don't know either of those.
Oh, man. Man, Joe, I'm going to have to send you a movie list of all the best 80s movies to watch, like today.
I mean, should I give you trivia from like Czech actors?
Yeah, I'll look them up on Google. 0.9 or 1.8 degree motors on the X and Y axis.
From my experience, it is not that big of a difference. And I like the torque of 1.8.
Linear rails or linear rods for Cartesian printers?
Depends on the design. I don't think it's worth it on design like Mark III. But on bigger machines like the XL, it makes sense to use rails.
But the XL is going to be Core XY, right?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah. I was just saying Cartesians. So you're good. If you were on a sexiest people of 3D printing calendar, what month would you be?
Well, February, because that is the month I was born in.
Perfect. Best infill pattern.
Oh, I like the gyroid, but cubic is very nice if you don't want to be offensive.
Who would win in a Prusa battle royale? Michael, Andre, or you?
What is Battle Royale?
That would be everyone fights to the death. Also a good movie. If you've never seen Battle Royale, it's a great Japanese movie. You should watch it.
Oh,
It's what the Hunger
oh.
Games is based off of.
I thought it was like reference if you want to do like a Fortnite match.
Yeah, not Fortnite match. No,
No.
no. How about if we say who would win in Fortnite? Would it be you, Andre, or Michael?
I don't think either of us would install that on our console
Perfect.
or computer.
All right. Not maybe directly knocking another competitor. When will you do a Kickstarter for the Mark IV?
I would be interested for the true. What is the real true reason to the question Kickstarter was made for? I don't know. because I already see people getting review units.
Yeah, for a product that's crowdsourced. Should everyone buy a Prusa?
I mean, I am not going to force everyone to buy a Prusa. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you are a student and your budget doesn't allow for it, I mean, everyone getting a 3D printer is a good thing.
Yep.
So, based what you can afford.
See, Jordan needs one. He's like, I need a Prusa. Jordan, they have this thing called a Mini. It's really reasonably priced. It prints really, really well. And it's compact. You can get like 3 of these in the same area as a regular printer. Just saying. Why would you need that Anycubic Chiron when you've got a Mini?
Where do you see the comments?
You'd have to pop out the chat, so you'd have to go to the actual YouTube link and then pop out chat.
Oh, so
because you're on your iPad right now.
No, I'm actually on my computer, but I can see live comments here on the right.
Yep.
Right. But I mean, I will turn it off because it would grab my attention. And
so far, it's been really good questions, like waiting for the XXL, and I need a Mark IV, and you can't get a Mini until September 2020. You can. You just have to have been ordered early enough. I got my day one. Well, actually, day 2. I got mine Saturday instead of Friday.
So that is the reason why we are getting another building, which should last us for the next couple of years and getting more people.
Yep.
Because even though we are growing, it is still taking ages.
Yep.
So I mean, we just, even though the situation right now is what it is, but we are still managing to improve our production and our shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So we managed to increase our capacity that we now can ship 800 packages a day, which obviously it is not that we ship just the printers, but the other orders or replacements, or that is all in one. But in next few weeks, we should be able to get 1,000 packages a day, and our goal. What?
He's just saying that because I asked all those personal questions. He's probably hit on one of your password answers.
I'm saving my password for my child's name. So
there we go.
Sorry, I wouldn't reveal it.
Oh, we got Greg in the house too.
But what we are aiming for before the summer holidays, I mean, that is the plan. But you never know what will happen in this situation. We might get second wave here and have a complete lockdown. But our ultimate goal, without any time frame, is to ship everything which is in stock, and ordered before 12. It should get shipped that day. So that is like the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And also get the lead times down. But it is crazy. It seems to me that like people are now realizing, and that happened before we did the face shields,
Okay.
like that the 3D printers are like a good thing to have for the post-apocalyptic world. So
Making spoons and bowls.
yeah, and basically everything. I mean, that is what, and you can see people are very creative. We did the design competition for the uh, things which might help
Yep.
during the pandemic. There are some cool things, and it is fairly good idea.
Yeah.
So basically, we now have on top of our normal lead times, we basically have almost double the orders.
Oh
So
wow.
that is crazy. And as we are increasing the production, we are still managing the lead time at least stay the same and not grow into like ridiculous amounts on all the products. So we are working on that.
Dang. All right. So the next section, if you're ready, we're going to talk about what you're doing right now. So this is where we get to know you and what you're doing. And there's a specific topic I actually wanted to talk about with you, and that was the PPE, because that was, the big thing you did with the community was to create, a design, get it, approved, and push it out and get it to people, and you kept revising it and kept getting it approved, and it started a movement where we could see that mass manufacturing between people who aren't normally manufacturing stuff could work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can give us a little bit insight on how that all worked and how that's going and where you see that kind of going in the future.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, we knew that you hear in the news and from the friends that there is a lack of things when it is like on such a short notice. But I mean, we didn't know what we will be doing from the beginning. It is one of those things that that you want to help,
Yeah.
but until you know what. Uh, you just don't know, and doing something which wouldn't be really helpful just for the sake that we can put out a PR stunt that, oh look, we are helping. So we'd rather wait it until we know. And I was watching the global 3D printing community, what people are trying. And first where it started was mainly the respirators.
Yeah.
But when I did a short analysis of that, I don't think it is a very good idea because, and I will get to this point with the shields, but the respirators, they might look very fancy
Mm-hmm.
and like very very well designed, but let's face it is designed by people who have no experience, and that is same with us with the shields. That is why
Yeah.
we kept certifying it over and over again because we had no idea what we are doing. We know how to make 3D printers, not
Yeah.
not this. And with the respirators, it is very difficult. It might look like it is working, but it doesn't have to because you might have a leak somewhere, or you might get a leak around the filter, and it might give, especially if you give it to the doctors, it might give them very false sense of security.
Yeah.
So so based on this, I was looking for other ideas what to print, and I saw uh, one of the guys posted like prototype or an idea or proof of concept on GrabCAD. We have it linked, the original file. We have it linked in the articles.
Yep.
And we are actually in contact with that guy. He's very nice. We actually sent him a printer and some materials so he can, with the finished design we approved, he could help out locally.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very nice cooperation. But I when I saw the shield, I realized that that is a thing which can be done safely, even though if you don't have capability to do like a very fancy QC. and you can do it like as a single guy in some remote city.
Hmm.
It is fine because it is sort of self-validating,
Hmm.
because there's no like hidden catch. If it holds the plastic sheet in front of your face, you know it is helping.
Yep.
And that is, even though it might be like the crappiest, flimsiest print, because you have 10 years old machine,
Hmm.
but it will still work.
Yeah.
It isn't that there's no requirement to be like perfectly sealed layers or anything
Yep.
like that. And so I'm kind of happy that when we released it, and I guess that is because it picked up so quickly, because we gave it the credibility from the verifications over and over,
Hmm.
and we prepared a guide how to make it safely.
Hmm.
Basically the whole point was like act as if you are infected. So wear a face mask and fresh pair of gloves, and pack it directly. And that picked up very quickly. I didn't expect that it will be picked up everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
the CEO of United Lunch Alliance. First of all, I was like shocked, because before I didn't know that this guy who is making rockets which fly to Pluto and Mars and everything has like two Prusas at home,
Oh wow.
and he was asking me if he can add like ULA logo next to Prusa. So that is how it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But of course, some other companies picked it up. But I am not too stubborn about that. Even though if they just like clear the logos and put theirs on,
Yeah.
if it helps, it is not time to be
Yeah. We talked about that in chat. It was
yeah,
like, as long as you're helping, you're helping. I think we had that
yeah,
discussion. It was like, it doesn't matter if you're a grandma making one, fabric
yeah,
mask, or you're printing 10,000, face shields a week. It's just about
yeah,
helping. It's not
yeah,
about, who did
yeah,
this and who did what, and it just helped. Like,
yeah,
we needed it. Like, we definitely needed it, and you can see Pooch and all them, and Joe
yeah.
Mike, who all started like little and
I
minor
mean,
hackers in California.
yeah, I mean, I want to. We are collecting some of the links, or what we see. We are collecting it, and
Yeah.
when the time gets calmer, we want to like make something which will be posted on the web, like a memorial to everyone who helped. So
Well, that'll be
that will
fun.
be that will be that will be interesting.
Thermal runaway is always enabled. We use current Marlin, and we always test whether or not we have thermal runaway enabled. So yeah, that's amazing. Like, I mean, that was the fun thing. It was like watching that. Like, I printed a bunch of shields until I ran out of. I couldn't source the plastic shield material. It
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
impossible in my area. And
yeah.
then we.
That is difficult even now for us.
Yeah.
And we are now finishing like the independent this is the norms are different everywhere,
Yeah.
but we are finishing the most strict, which is basically possible with design like this, and hopefully we will have it by next week, so we can continue providing them, even though there will be no official state of emergency.
Yeah.
Because, and don't have to do things like this is improvised production,
Yep.
and we can like say, hey, this is tested, and it can be useful even in the emergencies.
Yeah.
It not in the emergencies, but our plan is definitely not not to go into the medical sector. But I
Why
think
not?
even
So much
even
money in the medical sector.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I from what I've heard, I think we faced off. Sorry, a lot of companies which were lining up to like sell overpriced
Yeah.
uh,
Product. Yeah.
products to the medical sector here. And as we now gave out here in Czech Republic 110,000, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of pieces which they could sell instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, go figure. I mean,
Man. Yeah, because one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and I can't remember who mentioned it, but you know, it almost shows like, do you think that like hospitals should have like a kind of like a playroom with 3D printers, and then like have these kind of files ready in case of shortages and stuff, and
yeah,
because it
I
seems
will.
like because
I was.
from my
Yeah,
communications there was a lot of the hospitals, especially in the area, had never restocked after 9/11 because there's a lot of donations from hospitals to other hospitals that were more affected by 9/11, and like we never resupplied after that. So
no.
they're kind of
So
caught up with their pants down. So it'd be kind of cool to see if they implement some kind of strategy in the future. So, one,
yeah, I was.
having product, and two, having a way to produce product in house.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I was thinking about doing like a data bank of like these models, which would be like pre-certified.
Yep.
But I am in one of the MIT groups, and there are some other very talented people. So uh, I don't want to duplicate the effort. So I mean, as things get calmer, we will collect these things, and I will check if they will be certifiable here in Europe, and they might check if the stuff which was certified here in Europe might get certified in the States,
Yep.
and we can have these files just in case there would be some different crazy human malware in uh, you know 10 years time.
Man, 10 years time. I don't even want to think about that. I'm already getting old as it is. You're still a young man. You're like, what, 32?
Now I just turned 30 in
That's right.
February.
That's right, 30. You're still a young man, Joseph. 10 years for
Uh,
you, you'll be almost my age.
after after 10 years of crazy growth, I don't feel so young.
I don't think we all feel. I mean, I remember when I first started my business, it was that same way. It's like I felt like I was aging twice as fast, dealing with all the website work and advertising and grinding and working, and and then everything got steady. I wasn't expanding like you were. I wasn't adding 500 employees.
Oh yeah, but I was there was for me about the quarantine. There was one thing I was, you always have to find something nice
Yeah.
uh, about everything bad. And I was looking forward that I will have like uninterrupted time in Czech, and I could get finally like a normal sleep schedule.
Hmm.
Because I mean, even though if I don't have like jet lag per se, it takes like weeks until the body gets into the rhythm, and
Oh
you
yeah.
stop and you wake up well rested.
Oh yeah.
So I was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But
Getting a little bit
but
extra sleep does feel good, doesn't it?
yeah, but then we started to do the shields, and I was helping
He
people
doesn't sleep actually.
all around the planet. So that also didn't help with my sleep schedule. But it seems now that it will be more calm.
Yeah.
And even though at the company we are now pretty much smooth sailing, but at the beginning, like like developing all the measures how to stay safe
Hmm.
long term, and measures which are not like making people angry,
Hmm.
or get I mean the measures how to operate safely in these times long term, they must be like you don't even think about them. So it is things like we on the most frequent places we got like fully automatic doors, so
Yeah.
people just don't touch the same handle. For the rest of the doors, we are getting like the copper coated things,
Yep.
so we don't have to. We disinfect everything like 3 times a day.
Oof.
But this will, yeah. I mean, I mean it. We do what it takes to keep ourselves healthy.
Yeah. And you're taking
And
responsibility for your employees' wellness and care and
yeah,
health.
and we are so way before even there was like an emergency state. The Prusa polymer guys found out the WHO guide how to mix your own disinfection.
Yep.
So and you already couldn't buy it anywhere. So we mixed like 2,500 liters for the company and for everyone to take home. And I will. I already maybe mentioned it in the stream, but I will be putting these out if somebody wants to get some inspiration. Because I mean, we don't have much clear guidance over here,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know how it is all around the globe. So I mean, we have it anyways, and it just takes me a couple hours to put it on the paper. So
Yeah.
we will gladly share this so we can get back to normal as soon as possible.
Now I need to buy copper door handles for my house.
But I think it will be a little bit of a marathon before we have the vaccine. So, but I mean, we should make it as safe as possible,
Yeah.
and that will make the impact us our lives as little as possible.
All right. You ready for the next section, Joe?
All right.
We're going to do some questions from the audience. I've been scrolling and looking at the questions that have been popping up, and we'll hit a couple things. And again, you can always say pass if anything doesn't.
Okay.
I'm trying not to pick anything that's too crazy, but we'll start with the simple ones. Have you kicked out the carpet people downstairs yet?
Yeah, they weren't kicked out, but we normally negotiated with them, and the place wasn't very well suited for like walking from the street
Mm-hmm.
if you have like a shop. So it wasn't too big of a deal. And there's more extrusion lines now. And you can, for others, you can see the space. When we did the Guinness World Record,
Mm-hmm.
it was done in the space where was the carpet company,
Oh, nice.
and now there are the extrusion lines.
Man. Let's see here. 32-bit upgrade for the Mark 3S coming? Asks the John.
I mean, I don't think it makes sense to make 32-bit upgrade just for the sake of 32-bit upgrade. If it doesn't add more features, but obviously we are now focused on the Excel.
Yep.
That is definitely going to be 32-bit, and I already said that we are taking the 32-bit as a platform for next few
Future
years.
models,
So,
yeah.
so we are not going to release anything 8-bit from now on. But as we did with every printer before, we always provide like the upgrade pad to the newer models. So when time comes, there will be definitely like official. I don't know what we will do, but there will be an upgrade.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Ooh, will you ever make a powdered-based SLS printer? Like a microjet fusion or something?
So we are definitely playing with the idea, and it makes complete sense for us because we manufacture the powder for powder coating, the beds, so we know how to make polymer powders.
Yep.
So it makes sense for us to think about this. And I promise you that I might tease some stuff which is coming shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is mini version. I'm sorry, it is a bit touched up by me.
Yeah.
But this is smooth powder coated sheet.
Oh, nice.
So this is like if you don't want texture,
Mm-hmm.
but you want the durability of the texture sheet, this is the thing. And this one, I think we are finishing it up. It is next few months. I think you can. This one could be occasionally cleaned with acetone without having the
Worry about the
surface.
rust and cracking.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I do acetone my textured sheet, but it's like once every few months.
Yeah,
Because I remember I had the beta test textured sheet, and I was using acetone more regularly, and it started chipping. So
yeah.
now we
We
know.
Yeah, I mean, as we collect feedback from people,
Yep.
and it was also there are different rates of acetone,
Yeah.
and some. So it is best to uh, find or provide different guides. But we were seeing that the sheets are not as durable, and we later found out that if you use uh, acetone a lot and under microscope you can actually see it, the parts of the polymer start cracking,
Hmm.
and it doesn't it is not no longer like continuous piece of PI, and it will get popped off from the sheet.
That's what I also noticed as well, which was sad.
Yeah, yeah. But with the smooth one, or we don't know exactly why this happens,
Mhm.
because PEI shouldn't be affected that much, but maybe it is like you know if you have parts super stuck to something,
Mhm.
and that is true. I see some people use with the smooth sheets. If it gets too stuck, they you put drops of isopropyl
Isopropyl. Yep.
alcohol,
I throw
and
mine
I
in the
don't know.
freezer.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know if it's true capillary. I have no idea, but it just makes the print pop off.
Yeah.
So theoretically, this might be the same as with the texture sheet. The acetone can get like on the interface where you have the steel and
Mhm.
the PI, and it might get stuck under it. But we don't know. We don't know yet, but it might be this too.
Let's see. That's the old time question I've heard so often. When or will you ever sell a Mark III without the printed parts? Just the kit, no parts. I don't think you ever will, because it's not
Uh,
saving really any money. But
we tried, but it would cost the same,
yeah.
because from our experience, when we tried, it might save some cost on the printed parts, which are honestly not that big chunk of the price of the printer.
Yeah.
I remember we have the printers basically for free.
Yep.
We make the filament, and so it's just the electricity basically. But oh, it's starting raining, but I
It's
should
good
be
for you.
fine.
You'll be fine.
I'm on the roof, but but the even though it is skilled people who would be printing the parts,
Hmm.
it can be very stressful. And we test fitted everything, and if it's the first time you're building 3D printer and the parts are printed with your friend, it is incredible amount of support work we had to do in the cases we when we tried it. And I mean, of course, there are people who would manage this quite fine,
Hmm.
but that is the thing. I mean, we cannot provide these just to people who are verified to have like 5 of our machines and they know what they are doing.
Yep.
So the the support is uh, one of the things I don't want to have overloaded uh, by the work, which is not essential to the machines.
Yeah.
Basically, this because this is like a process thing.
Let's see here. Trying to find some more. Oh, someone asked. I must have missed it. When is the software for the mini for the connecting multiple minis coming together? The whatever that software is called.
So that is like the
Farm
Prusa
software.
Connect. Yeah, well, now it has the name. It's Prusa Connect. On the Mini,
Yep.
on the Ethernet port, you can already get the first date,
Okay.
but uh, the Mini will be getting like the upload function. Basically, you wouldn't have to use Octoprint to run it. You could
Yeah.
run it directly from the machine. That will be coming, I think, before the summer holidays. But the Connect, there is no time date, but the team is getting pretty fast, and we are starting to uh, work with or looking at some companies which will help us uh, like test it,
Yeah.
because this thing is also important. There are things which normal like hobby users um, don't realize, but if you want to put it in schools, you have to think about how to connect it into the school system.
Yep.
So the students can, they usually have like a credit wallet for like copiers and stuff.
Hmm.
How to connect this into these and do the research on how
Ooh.
on the different
I didn't even think
systems
about
which
that
are used.
feature.
Yeah, and you have to think about the farm software, the companies, how you can provide it with the SL, the uptime
Hmm.
which is needed, and some companies which are doing like the work which is under heavy NDA.
Yeah.
You have to think about how to make it safe for them.
Yep.
So it is way more complex problem than what we thought when we said, yeah, let's do farm software. But I mean, it's better to do it proper. Uh, uh, I think, as it is pretty obvious, all the other machines we are releasing after Mini all will have the Ethernet port. And what is
Nice.
very nice, what we have in the works, it our firmware should support the Octoprint API.
Okay.
So it should be in the meantime, it should be compatible with all the Octo farms and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
So
Octofarm looks
so
really cool. I haven't tried it yet.
yeah, I mean, the more options you have, I think it's better for everyone.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and we will not have to use other stuff. But what will be coming pretty soon is like that uh, you will be able to like do cloud connection.
Hmm.
Or I mean, I don't think it is safe for people to open even the Octoprint to the internet.
Yep.
So we will be doing like a relay that you could connect for example, the Mini into your account on Prusa printers,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, and and also what is nice, we are doing like the telemetry in the firmware. So if you want, you could store the data, what is happening with the printer. It would help us,
Hmm.
but you can also see the history, what is going on,
Yeah.
or
So
what was going on.
if you take a support ticket out, they could look at what's going on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is very nice. I mean, these things are very. We have a lot of ideas like this. So, for example,
Just
but
takes time.
it takes a lot of time, and there are
Yeah.
much more critical things to solve first.
Yep.
But I mean, imagine that there is plenty of storage on the printer now,
Hmm.
so we could like have a log of all the sensors for like the last half hour,
Hmm.
and when you get an error or something fails, and you can send the report to us, to the support guys, so it will help us get you help much faster.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that this thing doesn't even have ETA. It is just on the nice to have list.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometime in the future. Wexter, Mr. Vedran asks, how many mini sheets fit on an XL Prusa?
Uh,
Because I think it's just 400 by 400. I think you said that before. Is it still the goal?
uh, it is about that. It is
Okay.
a little bit smaller. It's a little bit smaller. But when you see the size, it is pretty massive.
Yeah.
It
Well,
it
anytime
is
you go
pretty.
past like 350, it's pretty
Oh yeah.
crazy looking at the
Oh
size of the
yeah.
bed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even 300 by
Uh,
300 looks crazy. Like, if you've ever
yeah.
printed like on a
Uh,
regular Prusa and you're like,
uh,
oh, 300 by 300.
and and also, I mean, also it is difficult to find the sweet spot,
Yep.
because very, very few people are going to be using the whole bed
All the
every
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and when, I mean, if somebody buys the printer just for fun, if they want the cool stuff. I mean, it it is like hurting my soul imagining that you are heating the giant bed
Yep.
this day to print just like tiny bench.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
I mean, I know the Mark III has a 3-zone heater. If you can activate individual heaters, it makes it a little
yeah,
bit nicer, but again, it's
that is
now you're just adding cost and
well,
work.
that is very difficult
Yeah.
because if you can try it if you have like a bed which is out of commission and can it be used in the printer, you can try cutting the traces
Yep.
and and applying power to different parts, and it just works
Yeah.
because it's heated unevenly. So that is tough problem to solve. You'll see.
Let's see. Someone else had some good questions in here. Ooh,
Yeah, I
that's a
mean,
good one.
some
Which plate is best for TPU? Textured.
textured, yes,
Trust
and
me.
probably and this one.
Yeah, anything that's
The new
not glued is probably your best bet.
yeah, yeah. But also, I think I saw the question from veteran before about the Excel time frame, and I think a lot of people are I know because we get the question a lot.
Yeah.
So it is basically in these times it is impossible to release new product or I'm different to get it into production
Yeah.
because as there is a big chaos and usually when we do like prototype batches to verify that it is ready for manufacturing, I mean we get new updated version every like 5 days.
Yeah.
But now with the shipping situation, uh, the express shipping, which normally took like 2 days, now takes 14 days plus. So it doesn't even make sense to try to get it into production at this point. Hopefully, it will be better in few months. But based on that, we are now like ramping up the production of the stuff we have because you don't need to iterate because
Yep.
we have already everything pretty much solved. So there is just delay from the order, but it is not slowing down the production because we have a huge buffer here.
Yeah.
That is why we never stop production because before the Chinese New Year, we stocked to have like 3 months worth of parts in house. That is that the warehouse is a huge building behind.
The red one.
Yeah, I mean you cannot see it from here, but it is actually it is a historical building. It is pretty cool inside, but it was the first Prague electric power plant. But I mean, I cannot now give the time frame for the
Yeah, and that
Excel
just makes
plant.
sense. I mean,
I
it's been like a
that,
domino effect. Like you hit
yeah,
the Chinese New Year,
yeah,
COVID
I
hit,
think
and Chinese New Year got pushed a month instead of
yeah,
like a week,
yeah,
and
I think
then COVID's been going. So
yeah.
it, you know,
Honestly, I think it will be very very lucky. We will be very lucky based on the that is just guess. I
yeah,
mean, you can always hope that it will turn out better, but I don't think it will be widely available before the end of the year.
yeah, it makes
And
sense
if we are lucky, so instead we are just trying to get the lead times down on the
on
stuff.
everything else. Yeah, and work on filament, things that you can work on right now. So Martin asks, Mark IV, does it have the mini board, screen, and motors or more? All I know is Joseph has already said it's going to have a 32-bit board. I'm guessing they're
I
going to
mean,
put really nice screens on things.
I mean there is no Mark IV, so it is not in the pipeline yet. So
Yeah, not yet.
I mean we are I mean, the technologies that we develop in house, it is like puzzle.
Yep.
So I mean, it, if we develop something for the Excel, it is pretty simple to just put it on the other machine. So it
Yeah.
is it should be. rather quick when we know what we will want to use.
Let's see here. Monochrome screen on the SL1, Joe?
We are looking to start some monochrome screens, but it is very elusive. It
Hmm.
is very elusive. I mean, you might get samples if you try very hard, but it is not available in quantity. So that is, I like the idea, but I don't think it will be. It will take some time to be widely available, and it will be very big luck if we can get it like a drop in replacement or with the aluminum frame.
Yeah.
That will definitely will need to be different, but hopefully we will be able to do it as an upgrade where when it will become available widely.
Yeah, it's definitely another new cool tech, though. But here's a good one. Can we have a Prusa subscription that will automatically take my money and buy any new product on release day?
I I don't think credit card companies and PayPal would love this. Isn't it the fun to like anticipate the lunch and yeah? And I mean, if we would have that service, what would happen? Everybody would buy it. Everybody would get it on the lunch day,
Yeah.
and we would get so much. I mean, how would you if you have multiple people doing having
Yeah.
this?
Who's first?
Who's first?
Yeah.
So I don't I don't think that would be very smart from our point because we would get uh, a lot of unhappy people.
Yeah. Well, you already sell so many printers. People are like, give me more printers. They can't keep up if you keep asking for more printers. When are you going to have a Prusa pizza printer? Oh, come on, Llama. All I know is that this channel is not sponsored by Llama Loops, the official cereal of the 3D printing.
Yeah, well, that is a good idea because we we
Oh, this is a
now
good question.
we got a pizza oven here,
Yeah.
and we have like super nice pre-made pizza which
Oh,
you just finish in the pizza oven. So in these times, if people don't want to, if they don't feel like going to the restaurant or to a pickup window like so to get possibly exposed,
yeah.
they can just make great pizza here.
Telling you, there needs to be an oven down here too. Greg asked a really good question. So, Papa Bear, Greg asks, any news about the developer program for the Mini?
So we are now finally laying down the groundwork for it,
Hmm.
and that was obviously delayed by what is happening now, but it is back in the process. So
Nice.
I would say before the summer holidays.
Okay. All right. Let's. No more questions. We're already at that hour time limit, but I'm gonna say if you want to, give us a little spiel on what you're working on in the future, and like what's next. What's next for Joe? What's next for Prusa? What's next for anything? Like, and this is your time to just.
So I mean, we I already touched on this with the Tesla, but
Yeah.
we would like to be more integrated and do more things which we just like get somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is something which is not with high added value, like we are not trying to replace like Johnny from Ultimate Machine on the bars because
Yeah.
that is how it's supposed to be. But when we can, we now got the space, so we are trying to get as much stuff made in house, which obviously gets down the unexpected delays
Yep.
from our suppliers, and that is what we are going to work on this year. Like in general, everybody knows that we are working on the XL, right?
Hmm.
But there's a lot of upgrades to the Prusa printers, and I mean, we if I should say the the things we are working on in each of our projects, we would be here another hour. Sometimes people don't realize it that but we are for a long time we are not just a printer company.
Yeah.
We are like 6 companies under one roof, which are just one big family. So we have so much going on at all times. But definitely, if you guys are interested about something more specific, hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah.
I will try to get out some replies. But I'm usually pretty active on Twitter, anyways.
Yep.
So let's meet you there.
All right. So everyone, that's the challenge for your day: is to hop onto Twitter and ask Joe
Oh
lots
my,
of random
oh my God.
questions.
I'm starting to feel that was a bad idea.
There's 314 people watching right now, so you might get 314 messages going, "Hey Joe,
yes.
are there 3 Z-axis motors on the XL?"
No.
Yeah, because there's 5. See, we know. We
I
know.
mean, I like the engineering part of self-leveling that.
Yep.
It is not very suitable for more widespread production. I mean,
Yeah.
if we would limit it to like 100 machines a month, it is definitely doable.
Yeah.
But I don't think people would be happy about the price point.
Like I said a long time ago, Prusa should start selling like little booster kits. Like you buy the Mark 3S and there's like a Mark 3S Plus kit that comes with cooler things you can strap on your printer.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea.
Yeah, it's not easy to do.
When we have a big operation, each of the modifications is doing a lot of. It is adding a lot of complexity.
Support tickets. We like to call those support tickets.
It is not just support tickets, but I mean, we would be able to like, and that is measurable. Like, we if we would remove the option to have black and orange,
Yep.
printed parts, or give it or the selection for you to choose the type of the sheet, we could increase the production by like 1.5%.
Yeah.
And these are like easy additions which we do at the end of the packing line.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's something more complex, or if you had the packing line, the more products you have, we don't have space to have like a separate packing line for each of the products.
Yep.
So each time, the more products you have, the more times you have downtime when you are switching from one product to another product. So it is a game of optimization. So we could so we don't have to charge ridiculous amount of money, and how to get it out as fast as possible. But also we want to provide cool stuff. So
yeah,
I mean we have some upgrades, but I think if we would be too wild and have like 20 different upgrades, we would basically shoot ourselves into a foot. And
you don't know what everybody wants. Like again, one of the best arguments for Prusa is they're making a printer at a price you can't buy the components for. Like try buying an actual Mark III component for component. They're giving you the best value for an $800 printer with as many features as they can give you with actual product support. Not like I send an email and hopefully I get an email back. Like actual live chat, email support, with quick response on, getting new parts and like next day delivery on some like stuff that breaks. Like, oh yeah, we'll send you out a Pinda. It's broken. Here's the new one. The value is ridiculous already to offer things like, oh, you want a blue screen or you want a black and white screen instead of blue screen. I mean, these are like little things that you don't know what to get, and you're just adding SKUs.
But we like mods, and I mean this gives opportunity to. Oh, it is crooked.
Oh yeah,
good.
That's why we're floppy hats. Can't tell.
It gives opportunity to have like the 3D market, the 3D printing market develop. So people have stuff to sell, but we argued about this many times. We like the mods. I just the point is that people should build the printer first and mod afterwards.
Learn how to use it.
Yeah. So yeah, and there are some pretty cool. There are some pretty cool mods.
I know all mine are lit up orange right now for Prusa.
Really?
Yeah, they all have LEDs in the
Oh yeah,
top
I see
bar.
it. I see it.
So
So, I think it is pretty cool. I mean, you don't see upgrades or modifications on Ultimators are
well,
that much.
yeah, because those guys are just like, I need it to print right now because I have product that needs to be prototyped.
Yeah, but I mean, they they print nice, but I mean, it is funny. But we have a lot of companies which say they have Ultimakers and ours, and they just I mean the magnetic sheet. That is once you get used to magnetic sheet, you don't
Yeah, it's
want to
hard to
use
go back.
anything which doesn't have magnetic sheet. Let's end it this way. I don't want to start a beef with any other company because I actually like Ultimaker, and I think they have place in in the market, but I think they should again they should be innovating more because
Yeah.
I mean they are just they have three sizes of the same printer, and it's not fun just to like make numbers and don't push the technology further.
Well, they can't all be Prusa, Joe. 30 Obsession, all Prusa, well, not all, all the Mark IIIs, Mark III, Mark IIIS are dual gear. They both have Bontex, so
Yeah.
dual gear.
All right.
We
I
got you.
think I will have to finish because the rain is getting pretty
Perfect.
crazy. I don't know if you see it, but
Oh, I
I'm
see. It's
getting
gotten darker and
chilly.
darker as we've done this. So,
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to get my my laptop wet.
all right. Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us on the hotbed. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we entertained you enough here, and
I mean, I didn't even feel grilled
yeah, you, like I said,
or cooked alive.
you weren't cooked alive. That's for the next guests when Vedran's on. I'll cook him alive. So yeah,
All
thank
right.
you again for sharing all the info and everyone.
Yeah.
He's at
Okay.
Josef Prusa on Twitter. He said, "Ask him all the questions you want. He'll go inside and answer them all." So good night, everyone. Say good night, Joe.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Stay home. Stay safe. And bye.
Good night.